Sahaham swamshakalaya Twadviryena mahamune Tavakshetre devahutyam Praneshye tattva samhitam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation: O great sage, I shall manifest my own plenary portion through your wife Devahuti along with your 9 daughters, and I shall instruct her in the system of philosophy that deals with the ultimate principles or categories. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Herein the word Swamshakalaya indicates that the Lord would appear as the son of Devahuti and Kardama Muni as Kapiladeva, the first propounder of the Sankhya philosophy, which is mentioned here as Tattva Samhita. The Lord foretold to Kardama Muni that he would appear in his incarnation Kapiladeva and would propagate the philosophy of Sankhya. Sankhya philosophy is very well known in the world as propagated by another Kapiladeva, but that Sankhya philosophy is different from the Sankhya which was propounded by the Lord Himself. There are 2 kinds of Sankhya philosophy. One is godless Sankhya philosophy and the other is godly Sankhya philosophy. The Sankhya propagated by Kapiladeva, son of Devahuti, is godly philosophy. There are different manifestations of the Lord. He is one, but He has become many. He divides Himself into 2 different expansions, one called Kala and the other Vibhinnamsha. Ordinary living entities are called Vibhinnamsha expansions, and the unlimited expansions of Vishnu Tattva such as Vamana, Govinda, Narayana, Pradyumna, Vasudeva and Ananta are called Swamshakala. Swamsha refers to a direct expansion, and Kala denotes an expansion from the expansion of the original Lord. Baladev is an expansion of Krishna, and from Baladev the next expansion is Sankarshan. The Sankarshan is Kala, but Baladev is Swamsha. There is no difference, however, among them. This is very nicely explained in the Brahma Samhita, Deeparchareva hi dashantaram abhyupetya. With 1 candle, one may light a second candle, and the second a third, and then a fourth, and in this way one can light up thousands of candles, and no candle is inferior to another in distributing light. Every candle has the full potential candle power, but there is still the distinction that one candle is the first, another second, another third, and another fourth. Similarly, there is no difference between the immediate expansion of the Lord and His secondary expansion. The Lord's names are considered in exactly the same way. Since the Lord is absolute, His name, His form, His pastimes, His paraphernalia, and His quality all have the same potency. In the absolute world, the name Krishna is the transcendental sound representation of the Lord. There is no potential difference between His quality, name, form, etc. If we chant the name of the Lord, Hare Krishna, that has as much potency as the Lord Himself. There is no potential difference between the form of the Lord whom we worship and the form of the Lord in the temple. One should not think that one is worshipping a doll or statue of the Lord, even if others consider it to be a statue. Because there is not potential difference, one gets the same result by worshipping the statue of the Lord or the Lord Himself. This is the science of Krishna consciousness. This is the last verse spoken by the Lord to Kardama Muni. Here He is revealing to Kardama that he himself would appear as the son of Devahuti. Saha aham swamshakalaya, I manifest my own plenary portion. That means he himself would come. Twadviryena mahamune, as your son, tavakshetre devahutyam. Kshetre means wife. and Devahutyam, by name Devahuti, and then Pranashye Tattva Samhitam, then I shall instruct her about Tattva Samhita. Tattva means the ultimate principles. Vadanti yat tattva vidas tattvam. So, Prabhupada is using the word here, signs of Krishna consciousness. The path that Prabhupada is teaching us is known as the science of Krishna consciousness. And what is this science? To understand the ultimate principles as explained in Bhagavatam. Here those principles are revealed to Devahuti by her divine son Kapiladeva, who is actually Swamshakalaya, is one of the Amsha of the Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord has two categories of Amshas. One category is called Swamsha and one more category is called Vibhinnamsha. Both are called Amshas. So Swamsha means own expansion with the same power, same potency. Prabhupada is giving the example of Deeparchareva Dashantaram Abhyupetya. It is like lighting many candles. All candles are same in the light that they distribute. But still there is something called first candle, then there is a second, then third and fourth. The first candle, that means the first expansion, is known as Swamsha, and the next expansions, they are known as Kala. So Prabhupada is giving the example that the first expansion of the Lord is Baladev, Balaram, and others are called Kala. So here he is mentioning Sahaham Swamshakalaya. So this is a very important understanding that we are also expansions of God. We are also expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But our potencies are extremely limited. But whereas Krishna has one more category of expansion that is known as Swamsha, that is full potential power is there. This difference has to be understood. Mayavadis, they miss this point. When Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita that we are all his amshas, they think all amshas are same. Mamaiva amsha jivaloke jivabhuta sanatanaha. We are amshas of the Supreme Lord. There is no doubt. And then again Krishna says, Ekamshena sthito. Again he is saying amsha. So these Mayavadis think Krishna is referring to the same amshas in both both the verses. But here one amsha is manasastan indriyani. It is struggling with mind and senses. And then there is one more amsha, ekamshena sthito jagat. The whole material creation is resting on just one fragment of myself. This is God. Krishna, in order to create this entire material creation means there are so many universes, unlimited universes. They are countable but unlimited universes, and all those universes are just resting on a fragment of Krishna. Kala, like that. Baladev, Sankarshan, first Chaturvyuha, then the second Chaturvyuha. He is known as Narayan. From there, Mahavishnu, then the other Vishnus. You can see with just a fragment of his expansion, Krishna maintains the entire material creation. creating this material world is not the ultimate glory of Krishna. This is only a portion of his glories. Ultimate glory of the Lord is the way he interacts with the devotees in the spiritual world. That is his ultimate glory. This creation of this world, maintenance of this world, destruction of this world, it doesn't constitute the real glory of the Supreme Personality. If you call the Supreme Personality of Godhead as a creator, it's a fact, but that's not a glorious word. That doesn't indicate his ultimate glory. The ultimate glory is indicated by the word Krishna. Krishna is the Supreme Personality. For example, the government's glory, ultimate glory, is not in creating a prison house. A prison, let us say, beautifully they create one prison house. It cannot constitute the glory of the government. It is okay, a part of its responsibility. So here Krishna, he expands, he becomes many. The Prabhupada is saying here, God is one, but he has become many in order to expand the enjoyment. This is the principle. Why Krishna expands into many? In order to expand his enjoyment. He becomes many. And while becoming many, it is not that it's all just prototypes, everything is equal. No, there is a variegatedness. There are two types of these expansions, and actually somewhere it is mentioned that this is explained in Mahavaraha Puran. It says, Swamshas cha atha vibhinnamsha iti dvidasa ishyate amshino yattu samarthyam yat swarupam yathastiti tadeva nanu matropi vedam swamshamshino kvachit vibhinnamsho alpakshakti kinchit samadhyamatrayuk. So here it is clearly mentioned, Swamsha atha vibhinnamsha iti dvidasa. Dvidha means two. So the Supreme Lord is known in two ways, in terms of his plenary expansions and his separated expansions. This is vibhinna. Between the plenary expansions and their source of expansion, there is never any essential difference. All these plenary expansions, who are they? Ramadhimutishu kalanayamena thishtan. All this Vishnu Tattva, there is no difference in terms of their capabilities or situation. The separated expansions, that is Vibhinnansha, on the other hand, possess only minute potency, being endowed only to a small extent with the Lord's powers. So this is the clarity that the Vaishnava Acharyas have pointed out, that yes, we are also expansions of the Supreme Lord, but our capacities, our powers are highly limited. That's why in one place Sridhar Swami mentions how a Amsha should pray to Krishna. Because we are also Amshas, no? How we should pray. He says, Twadamshasya mameshana tvanmayakrun bandhanam twadangri sevam adishya parananda nivartaya. My Lord, please free me. Your partial expansion. Me means, who are you? I am your partial expansion. I am your Vibhinnamsa. From the bondage created by your Maya. Please free me from the bondage created by your Maya. Please do this, O abode of supreme bliss, by directing me to the service of your lotus feet. So this is how the Amsha has to pray to the Supreme Lord to free from the Maya created by the Lord himself. Why is it that the Lord has to create Maya like that? Because the Vibhinnamsha desires to act like the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So as soon as there is such a desire, Krishna creates a field, kshetra, and then he leaves all these Vibhinnamshas in that field and says, now you can experience the life of an independent Lord. So that's why in this world, nobody likes to be questioned. They want to be fully independent. They do not like controls. They do not like rules and regulations. They want to be free and they want to do whatever they want to do. This is the nature. And also they want to be like full enjoyers. No control, nobody should question. And then they try all kinds of methods to enjoy. Like recently in Mumbai, they found a rocket was busted. This is about snake poison. So there is a big, a racket of smuggling this snake poison. And then I was just reading why this snake poison can be a big racket like that. But it's very costly, it seems now, because people have figured out that snake poison in small quantities, if it is given, it gives you a kick. Because liquor and other things are not giving so much kick now. So they need a bigger kick now. So they are getting into snake poison. Sometimes they even deliberately take a snake bite to get a kick. There is a rush of many chemicals and then they enjoy. Like that, they want to try their best to enjoy in this world. But then what happens is, in this world, the enjoyment comes with suffering. Enjoyment and suffering, they're like part of the same coin. You take a coin, the front side is called enjoyment, the back side is actually already there, suffering. So we get excited by the front face. Wow, this is enjoyment. But just behind only, there is a, suffering is there. So when we are enjoying, we should know we are actually suffering. It's only a question of time that the suffering is just in line. It looks very surprising, but that's what it is. So, this is called Maya. Although it is suffering, we consider this as Maya, as enjoyment. So that is called Maya. Maya means that which is not there. It is not there, but you are thinking it is there. This is called Maya. We think there is some happiness there, but actually it is not there. So, but Vibhinnamsha cannot come out of this Maya just by mental calculations or intellectual clarity. We may have intellectually a nice understanding that yes, this world is a place of suffering, or always suffering is hiding, just a question of time. We know all these things, but still we will not be able to come out of it. And so we require the divine intervention. On our own we will not be able to come out. So that's why Krishna, he accepts many, many expansions, many forms, and he comes to this world in order to attract the living entities. Now this is very important. Why we are, although there is suffering we see so many difficulties, sometimes challenges, but still why we are not able to give it up? Because what is known as attraction. We are still attracted by this world. We will see, yes, this is attractive, that is attractive. unless you have something more powerfully attractive, you will not be able to give up this attraction. Now, what can be more powerfully attractive than the most attractive in this world? Now, what is the most attractive in this world? A very nice looking woman, an opposite sex. For a woman, a man. For a man, a woman. This is the most attraction. Now, if you want to come out of this, it is not easy. You have to focus on something much more attractive than this, but there is nothing more attractive than that. Shastra is saying the whole universe is running because of this attraction between man and woman. Now imagine, such a big establishment is running. The whole universe is a big establishment, and it is running just to ensure, just to maintain, just to give a chance for this attraction between a male and a female. So it is not easy. People cannot understand that there can be something beyond this. So they think if I can get much more better, beautiful person, that is much better. Continuously Jiva is wandering in this world, looking for more attractive things, more attractive enjoyments, but it is not possible because he cannot find. That's why the Lord comes down and then he manifests his attractiveness. The fortunate souls who gets attracted to his attractive features, his attractive pastimes, his attractive words. In many ways, Krishna attracts everybody. And then, if a fortunate soul gets attracted to God, Krishna's these various vamshas, then his journey out of this Maya begins. There is no other solution to this. You have to get attracted to Krishna or Krishna's various these forms. What are those forms? Ramadimurti Shukala Niyamena Tishtan Nanavataram Kared Bhuvaneshu Kintu Krishna Swayam Samabhavat Paramapumanyo. No Ramadi. Rama Adi. Why Rama is mentioned is one of the very prominent personality of Godhead. So recently we have seen the Pratishtha ceremony of Ramachandra in Ayodhya, known as Ramalalla. And the whole world was waiting to have the first darshan. Fortunately, they allowed to see the deity, to take a photograph. Why only photograph? You can even video shoot. And then they were live telecasting the ceremony of the Prana Pratishtha. Some foolish people, they think that it is actually a statue and they cannot understand why are they worshipping. Some people, they think stone and wood or any of these, all these materials, they're all material. But God is spiritual. God is not material. So, how can you represent God in these material elements? And when you make something like that, a statue, how can you worship that as God? You are bringing God down to some material platform. This is what their genuine concern is. That we are trying to minimize God by representing in some matter. We are worshipping matter, that's what they think. But actually, they don't know what is this Prana Pratishtha means. Prana Pratishtha means, yes, it is actually a statue made out of the stone or wood or even colors. Just a painting It could be just a painting. Like that, there are some authorized materials are there, which are recommended in the Agama Shastras. With those authorized materials, as per the Shastra, one has to make the Vigraha. And once you make that Vigraha, you have to first purify the Vigraha. That is also according to scriptural injunctions. One has to purify the statue. And then there is a Muhurta decided where a pure devotee of the Lord, the devotees of the Lord, headed by a pure devotee, they pray to the Almighty Lord to descend and enter into that Vigraha and receive our services. So by hearing the prayers of the devotees, Lord Ramachandra, who is actually in the transcendental world, the Ayodhyapati, the Lord of the Ayodhya, he transforms himself into a form which is exactly matching the statue. He first turns himself into that form, he can expand. The Lord can expand into any number of forms. Why he expands? Here it is mentioned. He becomes many. Why he wants to become many? One Ramachandra is there already. Why he wants to become Ramalalla here? To expand the enjoyment. He wants to enjoy with his Vibhinna Amshas, with all his parts and parcels. That is life. See how much enjoyment the devotees have got on that day. They're all celebrating, they're all dancing, celebrating. Everybody is doing many things. This is happiness. So the Lord assumes that form that we already made, that Vigraha, and then he enters into that. But as soon as the Lord enters that statue, then the whole form is Sachidananda Vigraha. There is no difference between the Lord's that statue and the Lord, the actual Lord. There is no difference. That's why Prabhupada is saying here, there is no potential difference. One gets the same result by worshipping the statue or the Lord himself. This is the science of Krishna. They do not know the God's omnipotency. They do not know Krishna's kindness. When the devotee is very much eager to serve the Lord descends. And then the Lord sees that the devotees have struggled so much, they have sacrificed so much, they are all so much desirous to have me there. So immediately he descends. Actually, if you analyze little more, there is in this material world is in this world also. Everything is Brahman. Everything is actually spiritual. Everything is connected to God already. That's a higher understanding. Lower understanding is to think that this all matter, disconnected. No. The higher understanding is that even everything is spiritually connected to Krishna. So the Lord can manifest through any of the mediums. He can come from Pilla, he can enter into the statue, or he can come from a nostril. Anywhere he can manifest himself. That is God. Don't put any restriction on God. We should not put any kind of restriction on the Supreme Personality of God. He is not limited by your calculations and your restrictions. Some people think that God can never come into this world. Why? How can we place such a restriction on Supreme Almighty? Krishna, God, can enter into this world. He can come and be among us in the form of this The statue that we see in the temples, it is not ordinary statue, it is the Lord Himself. Mahaprabhu, when he saw Jagannath, he said, yes, here is the son of Nanda Maharaj. And immediately he fainted. He saw the Sachidananda form of the Supreme Lord. It is not imagination. The Lord is actually present. But He is so kind that He has now assumed a form which we can see through our eyes. Our eyes can only see the gross matter. So Krishna also turns Himself into that kind of a gross matter. So He samhitam praneshye tattva samhitam sahaham swamshakalaya tva samhitam praneshye tattva samhiti portion. Everything is actually spiritual. Everything is connected to God already. That's the higher understanding. Lower understanding is to think that this all matter, disconnected. No. The higher understanding is that even everything is spiritually connected to Krishna. So, the Lord can manifest through any of the mediums. He can come from Pilla, He can enter into the statue, or He can come from a nostril. Anywhere He can manifest Himself. That is God. Don't put any restriction on God. We should not put any kind of restriction on the Supreme Personality of God. He is not limited by your calculations and your restrictions. Some people think that God can never come into this world. Why? How can we place such a restriction on Supreme Almighty? Krishna, God, can enter into this world. He can come and be among us in the form of this, the statue that we see in the temples. It is not ordinary statue, it is the Lord Himself. Mahaprabhu, when he saw Jagannath, he said, yes, here is the son of Nanda Maharaj. And immediately he fainted. He saw the Sachidananda form of the Supreme Lord. It is not imagination. The Lord is actually present. But He is so kind that He has now assumed a form which we can see through our eyes. Our eyes can only see the gross matter. So Krishna also turns Himself into that kind of a gross matter. So He comes inside the deity. So the deity is like a coating on Him, on the Sachidananda Vigraha of the Lord. It is just like a coating, a matter coating, but the Lord is standing. So this is the Rupa. This is the deity Rupa. The Lord is standing. On top of Him there is a like a kavacha. It is there. So, but the Lord is there. So this is the understanding of the deity. He is non-different. He is watching. When you go in front of the Lord is watching us. He is hearing our prayers. He is accepting our naivedya. He is giving back prasad. And He is blessing the devotees. All interactions are going. Now what is this interaction? This interaction means love. Love means there should be give and take. This is called love. If you want to develop love with anybody, there should be give and take. Now we want to love the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now you have to give. And He gives and you should take. So now the devotees wants to give some food. So Krishna says, Asnami, I will accept, he'll say. With devotion, if somebody offers some naivedya, Krishna says, I accept. Again, atheist class, they may say, same plate you have kept, the plate came out as it is. Where is your eating? God has not eaten anything. So they may say that. their idea is that eating means God will eat the way I eat. We eat kachapacha, we complete the whole plate. But God's eating is not that. His eating is very fine. He's very aristocratic. He has a different kind of an eating style. Why we should think that he should eat only like me? Sometimes he does that also, but then, so it is said that even if the Lord glances on the food, that turns into prasadam. And then that prasadam we eat. Remembering God, we eat food. And that is love. Give and take. So, in this age, the deity worship, it is essential for us, for neophytes like us. But the recommended process is to worship one more incarnation of the Lord. There is a very special incarnation in this world, Krishna's incarnation, which is going on now, and that incarnation is, Prabhupada is mentioning here, that is his holy name, sound representation of the God, holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Now you understand how to give your love, how to learn love, loving this holy name. How do we learn this love? Love means give and take. Now what you can give to the holy name? One thing that we can give is repeat the holy names again and again. Prabhupada says repetition is the process of learning to love. You are giving more and more. 1 round, 2 rounds, 4 rounds, 16 rounds. On some special days, we can do more rounds. Not only that, when you are doing your regular services, you are washing plates, or you are cooking, or you are maintaining garden, or goshala, or this or that. While doing all these things, we can chant, we can sing the holy names. Don't remain silent. If there is a possibility of chanting, chant. If there is a possibility of adding more names, add it. Because this is the incarnation we all should get attached to. The holy name is all attractive, but we are not feeling that attraction. But by repetition and by hearing how to love this form of the Lord, that has to be done on the basis of Prabhupada's instruction. If you simply follow Guru's direction, then that chanting is called offenseless chanting. Offenseless chanting definition is that we should chant on the direction of a spiritual master, a pure devotee. Then that becomes offenseless. As soon as it becomes offenseless, a devotee can develop attraction. And then as his attraction increases, all other attractions will come down. So this is the goal of our life, how to develop our attraction to the current incarnation which is present among us.